and welcome back to the Weird and Proud podcast. It's Sam and
James.
James. Let us know if you think we should have like a little jingle. Do people like my jingle in the beginning, or should we have a jingle?
I like your jingle jang.
You do?
Yeah.
My jingle jang?
Yeah.
What makes it a jingle jang?
Because I just said it.
Hold on, because sometimes I'm so much louder than you.
Oh.
You don't have to yell into it, but be aggressive.
I could talk a little louder.
No, James.
I have problems controlling the sound of my own voice sometimes.
Oh my God. Okay. Anyways.
Have you ever seen that old Saturday Night Live skit?
No.
It's an old Will Ferrell skit.
Seems very funny.
He played a guy named Jacob Silge.
Love that for him.
He has voice modulation
Okay.
and he has problems controlling the sound of his own voice.
Okay, cool.
It's a constant inflection.
Got it. Thank you so much for that. Hello everyone. Welcome back. Hope you guys had a great week. We have a great show for you guys because we're really going to find out if James and I do really know each other. And we're also, of course, going to go over some great weird secrets that have been sent in. But first, a couple little announcements to make. Number one, I have a couple live shows coming up, which is very exciting. Finally getting back out there, rewriting some stuff. Took a little breaky poo, but we're back. We're hitting the road. We got some fun trips planned. First one that's like on the sketch is Portland, Maine, hometown. It's going to be May 21st. I should know that exactly. Yeah, I think it's Sunday. It's the Sunday, May 21st. And the show I think is like at 6:30. I should know this.
You want me to look it up real quick?
No, that's all right. If you go to samantharamsdell.com/events, or if you go to my website, hit events, tickets will be there. And you can read it. You can, you'll figure it out. And then another show is Texas. We're going to Texas, which I'm so excited about. I've been trying to plan this for a while, and we finally have a date for May.
That's
Nope,
June 4th.
That's June 4th. I was just going to say May. June 4th. And in Austin at Cap City Comedy Club.
Boston?
Austin. What do you think? You think I said Boston? No, I said Austin.
That's from an old movie, actually.
Oh. Okay.
I went way back to the 90s movies again.
I was just going to say, I'm like, wait, I don't think I said Boston.
Road Trip.
Okay.
They mess up Austin and Boston.
Wow. That's a great story.
Thought
Thank you.
Throw that in there.
Yes. Everyone appreciates
Apparently, I'll be doing lots of 90s.
Yeah, apparently James in the movies.
Today.
So June 4th in Austin, Texas. So I'll be asking any of my Texans out there for some recs in the Austin area. Gonna try and make a little trip out of it. Definitely do some food while we're there. Maybe do a little road trip. I'd love to go to Waco Wacko. What are you up to over there?
The microphone keeps falling down.
Oh, I might need a, okay.
I tightened it.
So again, if you go to samantharamsdell.com/events, you will see the tickets listed for there as well. I'm also working on a trip in Canada.
Canada. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Canada.
There's a comedy festival up there this summer that I don't have tickets for yet, but it's going to be sometime in August, I believe. So yeah, fun trips planned. Also am trying to do a show in LA. I know I haven't officially ever done a show there. So, got some things rolling. So we will obviously keep you updated. But yeah, those are the shows coming up. We're excited. James, how are you?
Excited for the shows.
Yeah, it's I'm really excited to finally, getting back out. I do have a show in New York City in it's going to be on April 20th, but I don't have the ticket links for that yet. I should have that any day now. So, but I'm just going to be joining. There's going to be a bunch of other comedians and I'm going to be joining on. So I will be updating that for you guys as well. But anyways, let's get right down to it because we have some exciting things. James, anything you wanted to get off your chest for the people? Anything you wanted to keep the people updated on? Any shows that you're doing? Any big basketball games?
Huge basketball games. Well, UConn's playing soon. But you know what? This rug really ties the room together.
What?
I think this rug really ties the room together.
That's your announcement?
It's another 90s quote from Big Lebowski. Just testing you.
God. I've never seen that movie.
You need to see Big Lebowski.
Okay, well, I'll work on it. I'll add it to my list.
Yeah, Big Lebowski. Must see.
Okay, so like I always do, I was scrolling on the TikToks. And which update on TikTok, I know I've been trying to keep you guys updated on the TikTok ban. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if there has been any really big announcements, but everyone seems pretty normal over there. But I did see this TikTok that was like, here are all the questions you should know or like should have asked your significant other before, obviously we live together, but it's like, these are all the things that you should know. And there are a couple of questions that I was like, I know maybe at one point I've asked you, but I just can't remember. Obviously, a lot of them, obviously we already know. But I thought there were a couple that were some interesting questions that I can't remember if I've ever asked you. And I'll share I forget who it was that posted if you want to look at like the full list. But here's a question, James. First of all, one of them was really, some of them kind of make me laugh. One of them was like, if you could be famous, what would you want to be famous for?
You're already famous.
No, I'm going, but for you, it's like, did you ever know you'd be famous for being forced to do tricks against your will?
Dreamt about it for years.
Dreamt about it your whole life.
Manifested it.
Yeah. And I feel like the answer to that question, if you were to be famous, cooking, fitness,
anyone, I think anyone.
I know we've always talked about things. I think we've talked about it on here before too. Like, if you were to like have a channel and be actively posting,
that would be a strange one for me because I don't have a huge desire to be famous.
I know, that's the thing, and I think that's why
I always answer the question. When you ask, I always ask a question. Would you rather be? Say you got your dream job in Hollywood and you get paid $1 million a year to do this thing. Yep. Do you want to be the writer, the director, the producer, or the actor?
Yeah.
Like, my answer is writer. I always think the people that create these things I think it's amazing. And everyone answers that. I like to ask that question.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I'm a behind the scenes.
You're definitely behind the scenes kind of guy. This was an interesting question. And I was thinking about this for a while. This was one to like kind of journal on and really think about. Do you believe that everything happens for a reason? And like everything's written in the stars, like, kind of like everything's aligned? Or do you believe that things just happen spontaneously?
Both. And I'll answer that.
Okay.
I think that everything happens. We can justify it in our head that everything happens for a reason. Yeah. And I think that helps us as humans. Yeah. So that's a good thing.
Yep.
Do I scientifically believe that?
I know. I guess I do already know the answer.
The fifth.
James doesn't believe in like any of the paranormal stuff or any of the crazy shit.
It is a wonderful thing that we can conceptualize that and think that there is an exact path for everything.
Right.
I don't mind being wrong and proven wrong. So someone proved me wrong on this, but there's the but, meaning everything else I said doesn't matter.
Well, it's something also like we could never prove.
No.
Like it's never, it's not something that you really can.
I like the idea of belief or rationalization. That's maybe a negative word to some. It can be an okay word.
Yeah.
Where you can think that happened for a reason, and it did. But you need to create it.
Right.
You need to figure out why that happened.
Yeah.
And if you liked it, do more of it. If you didn't like it, figure out why and change it.
Right. I know. It's it's an interesting concept because there is, it's almost like you want to believe, and it does help a lot of the times with, especially if things don't go your way or
If everything just happened for a reason, you could just sit on the couch all day and what was supposed to happen to you would.
right.
Test that theory.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, that's the thing that always is like, especially like The Secret, when The Secret was like the big thing.
The Secret is
It's like,
so
well, if you
misunderstood.
just secret and yet, you just sit home all day.
I think the best explanation of The Secret,
Yep.
and comedy is one of the best explanation of things sometimes because
Yep.
it shows how ridiculous people think it is
Yeah.
the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode where they follow. Have you seen that one?
What?
Where D is, I know you've seen that one with me. It's where D and Dennis, they start storyboarding. They start just making,
Yeah, like doing like the vision
but they
board
make
and stuff.
they do vision board. But of course, then It's Always Sunny, where they don't do anything towards the vision board
Right.
or take no action towards it whatsoever. They're like, basically, you just make a board and here you go, everything happens.
Yeah, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Right.
So that is, I think that's the best explanation of what most people.
Well, yeah, and manifestation is like the huge thing now. Like everyone's like, manifest. If you can manifest it, you can do anything.
And I believe that because all actions do start with a thought.
Yeah.
The question is, you're just going to keep sitting there and manifesting over and over and over.
Right. You're just going to sit on your ass and just vision it in your head. Right. Right. I know, but you do want to. Technically, I did. Here was one too that, like, I feel like a lot of these I do obviously know the answers to, or know you've told me one time. But have you ever had like a near death experience?
Yes.
When?
I was in an accident where we talked about this a long time ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say it must have been like
where I fell. Yep.
Fell like from where? You fell out of a building?
Yeah.
What?
Like like off of a deck, off the second story.
Shut up! Yeah. When was this?
10 years ago.
Damn. Doing what?
Drinking.
James. Yeah. Jamie. That's crazy. What happened? You went to the hospital, like, and what was wrong? Like, did you break bones? Did you?
Yeah, I broke a rib. I banged my head up pretty bad. Was unconscious, but I walked somewhere, so I wasn't totally unconscious.
Where'd you walk to?
To a neighboring hotel and got help. And they called an ambulance.
What kind of building was this? Was it like a bar and you were like on the second?
It was like a apartment building, but part of it was under construction.
Oh my God. Were you at some girl's place?
No. It was at some friends' places.
And they just didn't care. You just fell off the roof and they were like...
They thought I left.
You just walked to a hotel?
I'm good at Irish goodbyes. I was actually staying at that hotel. It was right by where it was. This was in Winona where I went to college. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Were you like blacked out?
Yeah.
Did you fall backwards type of thing? Like you felt like you backed up?
I don't even know that exact. There
really?
was like a door that went basically nowhere that just went off a ledge.
Wow.
It was an unfinished
That's crazy. Thing. I don't think you've ever told me that story.
I don't talk about it much, but I think I told you years and years and years
ago. So like, were they like, listen, like if you hadn't gone to the hospital soon enough, you would have died, or like you just hit your head hard enough?
It was enough that I like walked to the hotel I was staying at and was trying to get to my room, but they could see I was like bleeding and a little out of it.
So you went to the hospital?
Ambulance. Yep. That's the closest I can think to near death.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I walked there and was still talking and
stuff. Right. So damn. Yeah. Any like lingering effects from that? You just kind of some things make sense a little bit.
I don't know. How am I doing?
That's crazy, James. Yeah. Guys, don't drink and walk off. What was it? A balcony?
Like a second story, yeah.
Yeah. Don't open the door when you're drinking. Well, that's crazy. I don't think I've ever, like had an actual near death experience.
I'd say, if anything, that was the closest.
Yeah. I feel like, it's, I mean, thank God. I mean, I guess, knock on wood. But, other than like breaking some bones and stuff, being in like minor car accidents, but never like something where I was like, not even that.
The jellies?
Yeah, I was thinking about the jellyfish, but like, yeah, that's true. I don't know if I've told that story on here, but I got stung by a jellyfish. I think I did tell that story.
I think you could still tell
Yeah,
it.
I jumped in. This was in Puerto Rico when I was like 16, and I jumped off like this long deck, or what do you call it? A
Doc?
dock.
Like one of those things
I was
is
about
in
to
the
like do
water?
the gesturing again.
You were doing a great job of
I
pantomiming.
yeah, and yeah, I jumped into this literal pool of jellyfish and had to go to the hospital, and it was like a poisonous jellyfish, and I literally thought I was gonna die. Yeah, that was probably, it wasn't like
You still won't go around jellyfish
no,
anymore.
I'm so scared of jellyfish. Even like at the aquarium when they have like those jellyfish expeditions.
Yeah, you don't like jellyfish.
Hell no. Those things are nasty. Nasty. And they're just slimy and snaky, What was the other one? Oh, I feel like I probably know the answer. I don't want this to be like a Debbie Downer episode, but last time you cried.
Oh, you know that one.
Yeah.
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 You were there.
Oh,
actually, I think I cried like a week ago too, but
just yeah.
lingering effects.
Yeah.
That happens.
Family passing away.
Yeah, I was trying to see where you could. I was going to leave you hang on that one.
Well, I feel like people are gonna be like, "What? What happened?"
Nope, you just go for it.
Yeah. I was trying to think of the last time that I cried, but it was mostly like over TV shows. Like I had watched.
It was when you found out you got Taylor Swift tickets.
Well, that was yeah. I think that was
Tears of joy count.
Yeah, they do. No, actually, you know what show made me bawl? And you weren't home one night, and I was like, I think that's the hardest I've cried in so long. Is the show From Scratch on Netflix? It was this. I can't remember. You were at some event one night. This was like a month or two ago. You know what it was?
What was it?
It was when the farm kicked me out.
Aww.
I know.
Stupid hippies.
This was, and if you're on the Instagrams, I was volunteering at a farm, and they didn't kick me out. I'm being dramatic. They were mad that I was posting so much of it about of the animals on
They
social
were
media.
ridiculous. And if any of them are listening, call and talk to me, because you people are insane.
Oh my God.
No, you got like
they just didn't
don't
get
understand
it.
life.
It's very old school, nonprofit.
Oh, I know they used to
rescue.
They probably still use leeching to fix disorders.
What?
Oh, sorry, bad joke. They used to think that if they put
movie?
leeches on your skin, that they could suck out the bad blood. Like that was like the 1800s doctors.
I feel like they still do that.
Yeah, they're the same people that probably think they were manifesting that.
They were. Jeez. Jamie. I can't call you Jamie.
Yeah,
I was joking.
High school name.
I was joking about how people like I forget that there are different iterations of James, and I feel like you're just nothing but James. Like even my dad calls you Jim every once in a while. I'm like, what? Who is Jim?
It's different.
You're
There's
not
a
a
lot
Jim.
of different versions.
You're
of James.
James.
The Packer show I calls me Jimmy. And in college, I was
your
Jimmy.
boys.
My nickname in rugby was Vern.
Vern?
Yep.
What does that mean?
It was just a nickname, rugby nickname. Then I was Jamie all through high school. I was Jimmy, mostly Jimmy through college. Then I always introduced myself as James after high school.
Yeah.
And Jimmy just came about through college.
Yeah.
Is James. So back to you calling me Jamie.
Oh my God, Jamie! I can't even remember what I was gonna say. I can't remember what it was.
I don't care either way. People can call me whatever.
Yeah, but it is. I mean, it's just funny because I can't imagine calling you anything else. But like some people do, like interchangeably, like Jim.
Some people call me Jim. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Disgusting. Oh, and this is one that's like, it doesn't have to be sad or depressing, but if you could change anything about yourself, physically, mentally, would you change anything?
I'm manifesting it right now. I had to do the joke. I mean, you can. I could if I wanted. So
True. I mean, with everything there is these days, the opportunities are endless. But, like yeah, I would, of course be like, well, I would love to be less anxious, more of a mental thing. I'd love to have less anxiety. I'd love to, meditate, be able to meditate more. But, I could change that. I guess. Could I? I don't know.
you can. And here now, I'm not making fun of it. I'm going to say it. Yes, through whatever you want to call it, meditation, manifesting, but sitting and thinking and talking to yourself, you can call it manifesting. That's actually a very well-known trait of high-end athletes. A lot of athletes that win championships have been found. You can look up. I give this credit to Tim Grover. He was Michael
Whoa.
Jordan's trainer, and then
Okay.
he did a bunch of other athletes. But when they win championships, they go into this place like by themselves,
Yeah.
and they actually can like they're so happy that they have to have this after conversation with themselves. Well, it turns out they talk to themselves about the changes and what they want to do to be always a little bit better. And these people are the strange ones, like Serena Williams, Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, right? But it's a skill that we can all use. Yes, you can call it manifesting, meditating, and I love them all because they do work.
Yeah.
I can make fun of them too if people think that you just have to do that.
Yeah.
But it is a starting point.
Well, you know what? Sometimes I think about that it's also more of like a confidence thing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you're confident and, it's like act for the job you want, dress for the job you want. And it's like if you act like you're, fake it till you make it in a way, you're going to be more successful. So I think it is also like just a confidence. If you walk around being like, oh, the world's got my back.
You just
I
have to
am.
be yourself, and talking to yourself, reinforcing that you're fine is a good way to do that.
Yeah.
You got to be your biggest fan.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
And we're big fans of all you guys listening.
Yes.
So thank you.
Yeah, this is some deep conversation. I didn't know if this was going to go too deep. That's what a lot of the questions are like.
Do I need to do more 90s movie quotes?
No, I think that's good.
Do lots of those.
I think, we're all set with those. But I do talk to myself a lot. That's like most of my day is just talking to myself. I get sick of talking to myself. Or looking at myself. That's another thing. It's like I don't think, people understand how much I also have to look at myself. That's why, when I have to record stuff and then look at myself.
That has got to be hard.
It's a lot of me. Anyways, I feel like those are some good questions,
Those were fun.
I feel like I learned a lot about you. I did learn about that near-death experience. That is crazy.
I think when we talked about it the first time, I didn't really tout it as a near-death experience. Because now that I'm describing it, I'm like, well, I did walk there and I did, right? But
right.
It still was bad.
Yeah. How long were you in the hospital for?
A day.
Yeah. Huh. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like those. I feel like I did learn a lot. I feel like there's really not too much I don't know about you now at this point. Now that we have lived together for so long.
There's always stuff that comes out where like we could tell a story from like a young childhood thing or something.
Right.
That's the fun part. We get to learn new stuff all the time.
I know. I learned what, and I feel like I've asked you this too, but like, yeah, what would you say is your secret? If I were to put out the prompt, like weird secret, I feel like I've asked you this before, but like, would you say there's a secret or something a lot of people don't know about you? Other than you are like an actual nice person and happy most of the time and not being forced to do things.
I prefer to be a bit of an enigma.
Yeah. No? Is there anything you prefer to be? Yeah, for people to not know. Be the secret.
A little bit of an enigma.
Yeah, right. He's not going to tell you. Maybe at a later episode. All right. I feel like that was That was a good little test for each other. You already know way too much, which is terrifying. But I feel like it's that time in the program where we get to our favorite listeners' secrets. And we got 3 secrets for you today. Again, if you ever want to call in and leave us your secret voicemail, you can go to speakpipe.com/weird and proud pod. Again, it's speakpipe, speakpipe.com/weird and proud pod, all one word. And you can leave us an anonymous voicemail. And again, we prefer, any stories, weird secrets you have, something embarrassing. But, even if you just want to call in, maybe some advice, James is very worldly, as you can tell. He's got lots of advice. If you want him to shoot down your dreams about manifesting, whatever you want. All right, James, are you ready?
I will shoot down people's dreams about manifesting. I'm kidding.
He's not, though. He's not kidding.
Everything manifesting is just thinking, and then you take action on it.
Yeah. Well, again, or just like being confident, owning yourself.
Yeah.
Owning your shit. All right. Here we go, James. Here is the first weird secret.
Hi, Sam and James. This is related to the Irrational Fears podcast. First and foremost, this is kind of my irrational fear, submitting this voice thing, and then someone that I know that I don't want hearing this will recognize my voice. But I'm doing this as support because you said that you prefer these. So, yeah. Anyways, second irrational fear is taking a shit in public restrooms. So, little background to this, I have really bad car anxiety to the point where if I'm in the car for longer than an hour, it doesn't matter where I'm going, my stomach gets so messed up to the point where I'm either throwing up or shitting myself. So, on my way back from vacation one year, I started, like, my stomach started bubbling. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to get the D-Reese. So I was like, we need to stop, like, right now. Like, I'm going to get the cha-chas kind of a thing. So we stop at a rest stop. And instead of going in there to take a boom boom, I shat in the woods. And let me tell you, I took paper towels with me, mind you. I didn't just raw dog it. This was literally the most liberating experience of my whole life. And if I get the opportunity to again, I will definitely take another shit in the woods.
First of all, couple things. I know you're like pointing fingers over there.
I was counting the number of different ways she described taking a shit.
I know. Cha-cha's boom
5.
boom.
I think there might have been another one because I didn't start counting till later.
Yeah,
but I go with 5.
That's so funny. Never be scared to leave a voicemail because people think that all the time. Like, it's funny to be like, oh my God, that voice sounded just like my friend's. Like, I swore that was my friend. No one's gonna know. No one's gonna know.
And
everyone sounds the same.
Deny.
Right. No one would ever know.
Unless they were on this road trip with you when you shit in the woods. Then you can't really deny.
Yes. Yeah, and then, I was going to say, secondly, I agree that I love to shit in the woods. Who doesn't? As long as you have something to wipe, obviously.
That was a great share.
That
was a great voicemail. I obviously an avid fan. Thank you for calling in.
Well, an avid fan.
Yeah.
Shitting in the woods.
The way we introduced the show.
I know. I know.
Her.
You're very funny. That was perfect. But yeah, I was going to say that shitting in the woods is definitely changing as long as you have something to wipe. And the vacation anxiety poopies are a real thing. And having car anxiety is a real thing. I think it was vacation that you couldn't poop, or was it?
When she's in the car for more than an hour, she gets so
yeah, it was the car anxiety.
Grumbling. Yep.
I hate being in cars too.
She does.
Most of the time, if I always will drive because of that.
Win for me.
Which is a win for James. I know people like always get, my family's like, does James ever drive? And I'm like, no, but I don't want like to be.
I always offer out of courtesy.
You do. But I can't be, especially in the back seat. And most of my family is really great. So like when we were in Florida and we had a van, people let me sit in front, because if I'm in the back, especially like in all the way in the back, I will get really bad car sick. And I'm so claustrophobic that I just hate being in small spaces. So if I'm like, in the back and it's packed house in the car, I get really bad anxiety. So I feel that so hard. You're like someone who doesn't get car sick at all, which always is the craziest thing to me.
I don't get car sick, boat sick.
Nothing. James can read while like people are driving, which that's like the ultimate test, because I could never. Even if sometimes like if I'm on my phone, like that was, I always see people, I get so jealous who can like edit videos and like be on their phone while they're in the car, or like, when you're traveling, and I can't do it. So I totally feel you. And I'm glad you got to experience shitting in the woods, because it's natural. It's part of being a human, is taking a dump in the woods.
Poop in the woods is
back
great.
To your ancestors.
Oh yeah.
Like you're back in the 1800s again. Thank you so much for calling in.
That was awesome.
It was so worth it, and you did great. And you conquered a fear. Think about it. So many great things. All right. Ready for the second voicemail?
Conquered a fear talking about conquering a fear.
Yeah, you conquered a fear, conquering a fear, conquering a fear. Crazy. All right, here we go.
When I was a young kid, I used to sleep at my friend's house, and she would always want to play doctor, and somehow the game always ended with me shoving a pencil up her asshole.
Does it continue?
Whoa, no.
That's it?
No, it ends there.
That's it.
That's where
straight right to the point.
He had nothing to say after that.
Somehow it always ended
with a pencil up her butt. Oh my God. That's kind of a rite of passage.
It's got to be eraser first.
I would hope so.
Unsharpened.
I would hope so. Yeah. I know, of all things, a pencil is a really unique choice.
Maybe that was there's the only thing available at the time, and then it worked. So why change if it works?
That's true. If it works, why mess things up?
If a doctor's got a favorite scalpel, they're going to use the same one.
Oh my God. Jesus.
I'm kidding. They wouldn't. They'd recycle it. That'd be gross. But I'm just making stuff up now.
That is a great image. That is hilarious. I hope, everyone's okay, trauma wise with that, but that's a lot. And thank you so much for sharing. And I feel like that is, who wasn't playing doctor as a kid? Did you play doctor with your friends as a kid? Well, your dad was a doctor. Yeah. So I feel like that's going to be naturally.
Yeah.
Did you shove any pencils up anyone's butt?
There were no pencils. And I don't ever remember like playing doctor and having that scandalous, like, get people naked moments.
Right.
It's like doctor, but
well,
I think I was actually trying to diagnose them, because
like you would actually want to like try and like help them, but I feel like
I wonder if he became a proctologist. Imagine please call back if you are a proctologist, because that would be hilarious.
Or if you're the girl who got the pencil up the butt, call in.
Any listeners that used to get pencils in their butt.
Why the pencil?
Willingly.
Willingly.
Would somehow it happened. We still don't own the mystery of how it all transpired.
Yeah. We also, used to play a lot of like truth or dare, and it would always be like, I dare you to get naked and run around, and like that was truth or dare was always, or double dare, or double dog dare, or there was another level too that was like
there's a level
double
after double dog dare.
Yeah, it was like double red.
That
red
can't exist.
Red in the dog.
No, that's too much.
Then you really have to do it. But kids are crazy. Kids are crazy. That's why, like, thinking about having kids and trying to, like, it's like, what do you do if you, like, walked in and your kid was, like, getting a pencil up her butt? I don't know. Sorry, I got a frog in my throat. Thank you so much for calling in. We really appreciate that. Again, yeah, if you were the girl or I mean, I don't know how many childhood stories we want to hear about that, but thank you so much. Definitely worth it. Worth the laugh. All right, are you ready for our last secret voicemail, Jums?
I'm just upset it's the last one, that's all.
I know the other one was a short one. All right, here we go.
Hi, Sam and James. Love you guys. Love the podcast. Been binging them hardcore. I'm just obsessed. Anyway, we have on my mum and nan's side, we all have a little bit of psychic-y stuff. Nothing crazy. I get deja vu, and then it people will say they have deja vu, but I can see it happening, and I can contribute into what's happening, or I can say what that person's gonna say next. My deja vu game is strong, which is weird. But anyway, my great nan, she was in the hospital. She was nearing the end of her life, and I know old people say crazy things, but her mind was good. Anyway, we were sitting next to her on the couch, and she kept looking at this glass door, and she was muttering, and she was like, "Oh, that bitch. Um, she can leave. I'm not going with her." And there was no one there. And so I said to her, I'm like, Nan, who are you talking to? And she's like, "Oh, it's my sister. She wants me to go with her, but I don't want to. I want to stay here." And her sister, who was really close to her, had died a few months previously. So yeah, goosebumps.
Oh my god. That's
Definitely goosebumps.
So, I mean, it's yeah, goosebumpy, but it's also kind of nice. It is. Anytime you hear some of those stories, it's
it's got to be calming to see someone that you love.
Right. Going over. There's, of course, a TikToker, actually, and I've seen her on Instagram too, but she is an end of life nurse. She's a hospice nurse. And she's mostly working, with patients who are literally in that part of life where they're about to go. And she has the craziest stories, very, very similar to this. And that's always the sign where they're about to go, is when they
start seeing family members or loved ones.
Yeah. And a lot of people do, especially in that, type of scenario where it's you're kind of just almost passing away of old age type of thing.
Yeah.
And it's kind of comforting and a beautiful thing. I know James is anti-paranormal, but
whoa.
We
know what I've said about it. If people believe in it, it exists.
Yeah.
Just because I don't happen to
believe in it,
I have different ways of explaining that.
Right.
But I still love hearing about it.
What would your way to explain that?
Things she talked about. That was a great call.
Yes.
Talking about all of their family.
Yes, we love
more in touch. Having that ability is you're a little more in touch with that part of yourself, right? And nothing can exist without believing it first. But
Right.
Yeah. What would be my explanation?
Yeah.
Somewhat. I'd have to look it up to give. I mean, there's some science out there on it. There is.
Yeah.
It does have to do with
your brain's just starting to go. Yeah.
It's all. I think. Again, I'd have to look it up before I stated it fully. I can't remember, but there are some ideas out there. It's one of those things you can't really prove, right?
Right.
But it is the brain connecting to something that it wants to in a good way. And it's no matter what, it's a beautiful thing. It's one of those things that might be better left unexplained.
Right. And and again, it is that comforting thing where it's
so
they're going to be with loved ones.
And they're
not alone.
You can't deny it of someone. She was talking to her sister.
Right.
So it exists.
Yeah.
Everyone trying to explain it might take away from the beauty of it a little bit. I mean, explain a rose.
Wow. It's a flower.
You took away the beauty. Go shit on my rose in the woods.
Yeah, I will. But that was a great story. Thank you so much for calling in. That those are my favorite type of stories. I love the paranormals. I love all the secrets. But I do love
the secrets.
Yeah, this is definitely our favorite part. We try and mix it up,
Right now we have some people in their heads, they're manifesting secrets. Just call in. Make it real.
You don't have to manifest it. You can really do it. Yes, thank you so much for calling in. And if you want to call in, again, tell us a weird James, get ready. If you want to tell us a weird secret, something embarrassing, an irrational fear, anything that's weird, which is, a lot of things are weird. A lot of great things are weird. Paranormal story. We love it all. Call us at speakpipe.com/weird and proud pod. And I guess you're not really calling. You're just, it's literally, you go to a website, you hold down a button, record up to 1 minute and 30 seconds, and you can send it anonymously. And we love you, and we love you so much, and we love when you call and leave us your secret voicemails. So call us in, or if you have any follow-ups to any of our ones before, if you have an update, like anxiety poop girl, or boom boom girl, or cha-cha girl, whatever other names you used for the poop. How's your car anxiety going? Have you pooped anywhere else? Have you had to stop and poop anywhere else and had to run in? Let us know. But we love you. Make sure you also go to SamanthaRamsdell.com/events if you're in the Maine area, if you're in Texas. And I'll keep you guys posted about the Canada
or New York
or New York. Yeah, I'm gonna put those tickets on hopefully this week. So a lot of exciting things happening, and our next big trip too is Spain in about a month, which is crazy. I gotta make sure, like my pass. I would really hope I would have figured that out by now, but I always have a little mini heart attack when I'm like, oh shit, is my passport good?
I should probably look at that too.
I know it'd probably be too late at this point, anyways.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if they aren't good, we're in big trouble.
We'd have to pay a pretty penny at this point. But we love you, weirdos, so much. Make sure you're also lastly, to add on to my list, subscribe to the YouTube. Again, we've really been trying to grow the YouTube and make it a great visual experience. So make sure you're also following on YouTube, and yeah, let us know your secrets, and we love you. Anything else, James? Closing remarks?
Thank you for listening. You guys are the best.
We love you so much for the millionth time. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week. We love you, weirdos.